In the painting, First Glimpse of the Ox, there is a pivotal moment when the seeker catches their first vision of something beyond the ordinary, a spiritual breakthrough, a realization that there is more to existence than what the eye perceives. This corresponds to the third stage of the Zen ox herding pictures, where the practitioner finally sees traces of the ox, the symbol of the true self or enlightenment. The ox is not yet fully grasped. It is obscured, interwoven with its surroundings, merging with the landscape as though it is both within and beyond the material world. This moment is profound and fleeting, like a reflection in water or a mirage in the desert. It is the first step into deep spiritual exploration, a call to journey further along the path. The ox, depicted as a powerful but indistinct figure, emerges from the right side of the image. Its form is entangled with human figures, suggesting the unity between self and the cosmic order. Opposite the ox, on the left, is the seeker, portrayed as a human figure intertwined with nature. They are not separate from their environment, but rather a part of it. This reinforces the Zen concept that enlightenment is not about finding something external, but about recognizing what has always been there. The center of the painting features a vertical burst of light, perhaps a stream of consciousness, an energetic current, or the glimpse itself. This central element acts as a bridge between the two figures, a moment of realization that something immense lies just beyond grasp. Though the truth is near, it is hard to see. When you look for it, it is missing. When you no longer seek, it is there. Zen saying. The seeker in this painting is experiencing the moment of recognition. The ox exists, but only as an impression, a fleeting trace. This moment, profound as it is not yet the end of the journey. Rather, it marks the beginning. The first glimpse of truth is often intoxicating, yet it must be, followed by discipline and continued searching. In Zen practice, this moment is often referred to as kensho, a sudden insight into the nature of reality. However, kensho is not full enlightenment. It is a crack in the illusion of separateness. But much remains to be understood. The ox-herding metaphor reminds us that one glimpse is not enough. One must now follow the ox, catch it, and ultimately learn to let it go. This painting resonates with hexagram 16, U, enthusiasm, which represents the initial spark of inspiration. It is the excitement that comes from seeing something new, from realizing that the journey ahead is filled with possibility. However, U also warns of misplaced confidence, the danger of mistaking the first glimpse for the full picture. Many seekers, upon experiencing an initial awakening, believe they have already arrived. The I Ching reminds us that the real work has only just begun. Another relevant hexagram is hexagram 20, Guan, contemplation, which speaks to the need for deep observation. To truly understand the ox, one must not simply see it, but contemplate its nature. Enlightenment is not about a single moment of realization, but about continued, patient study of the self and the universe. The sage does not accumulate things, but gives to others. Having given all he has, he is richer still. Lao Tzu. The Tao Te Ching teaches that insight is not possession. The first glimpse of truth is not something to hold on to or own. Rather, it is something to integrate into daily life. True wisdom is not in accumulating knowledge, but in understanding the impermanence of all things. The ox, as a symbol of the Tao, is always present, moving freely, beyond ownership, beyond control. The seeker must not attempt to cage or possess the ox, but to follow it without attachment. We often speak of awakening as an ongoing process, rather than a single, permanent state. The illusion of finality is one of the greatest traps on the spiritual path. This painting embodies that principle. The ox is visible, but it is not yet reached. It is still shrouded in movement, change, and transformation. The seeker must resist the temptation to believe they have found something definitive and instead remain open to the continuous unfolding of understanding. Creativity and spiritual seeking share a common thread. Both require surrender. The glimpse of the ox is akin to the artist's moment of inspiration, a sudden vision of something profound. But vision alone does not create art. One must pursue it, refine it, and allow it to evolve naturally. We speak of trusting the process, not forcing creativity, but letting it emerge organically. The same applies here. The seeker, having glimpsed the ox, must now learn to let go of expectations and simply walk the path. First glimpse of the ox is a testament to the power of revelation. It is about the moment when we recognize that there is something beyond our ordinary perception, something vast, alive, and waiting to be explored. However, this moment is also a challenge. What do we do after seeing the ox? Do we chase it blindly? Do we think we have already arrived? Or do we take this as an invitation to continue forward with patience and humility? This painting reminds us that true wisdom is not in seeing, but in understanding. To catch the ox, we must first learn how to follow it without grasping, to observe it without assuming we have mastered it. Have you ever had a first glimpse of something greater? A moment of clarity, inspiration, or awakening that shifted your perspective? The challenge is not in experiencing that moment, it is in what comes next. Will you continue the journey? Will you allow curiosity and discipline to lead you further? Or will you remain content with just a glimpse? Take a moment to reflect on your own path. What have you seen, however briefly, that calls you forward? Follow that thread. Let it guide you without the need to control it. The ox is waiting. The journey has only begun.